Yeah, my parents, they brought me on earth, which I never even asked for, so it's on them to guarantee my happiness. If I'm not happy, it's on them. That's a loser mindset. That's a loser mentality. Nobody, like nobody, can bring you happiness unless you decide on it. And this is why I'm making this video, because I did go through the same. There was a time when I couldn't stand my parents. There was a time when I couldn't stand my dad's presence, my mom's presence, my own relatives. I hated them. But now I just have so much fun with them. Because instead of expecting them to be the way I want them to be, I love them the way they are. Not everybody was blessed enough to have a healthy mother, healthy father, okay? Whether you want it or not, as long as you're living with your parents, you're spending most of your time with them. Now imagine how much of a burden that would be if you hate your parents. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time, feeling awesome. In today's video, I decided to talk about parents because one of the biggest issues in everyone's life now is parents not being able to love them. But this process of loving them is not just going to be working by saying, yeah, just love your parents. Of course, they gave you the house that you're living in. Look at the clothes that you're wearing. It's thanks to them. They worked for that, blah, blah, blah. But of course, it's much deeper than that, and it's understandable. You might be having daddy issues, mommy issues, like some mental issues that, of course, maybe they were given to you from your parents, and they were kind of bothering you in your social life. You're not able to trust others, you're not able to rely on others, and overall, you're just suffering deeply inside because of your parents. Well, now I'm gonna say something to you. Okay, let's say that you're having mommy issues, daddy issues. The fact that you're aware of it right now already is an enough reason for you to move on, for you to work on it, okay? Or you might be always thinking to yourself that, yeah, it was a mistake. My parents didn't even want me. They never even intended on having me. I'm a mistake, and my whole purpose in living is nothing. Of course, I'm a mistake. They were the one who brought me on earth. They were the one who gave birth to me. So it's on them to buy me clothes, give me a house to live in, buy me a phone to work with, I don't know, listen to my complaining, listen to my whining, help me figure out myself and everything. But honey, it is not on your parents. First of all, nothing on earth, at least as much as I know, I don't know the whole universe, but I know earth is by mistake. The fact that you are here right now, the fact that you're alive, the fact that you were born, had a purpose, still does. Your presence is really important. And maybe it seems like a mistake, maybe it seems like an accident, but there were also many, many, many other people who could be born by mistake and never were. And then you might be like, yeah, lucky them that they are not on earth, lucky them that they don't have my parents. It was me, the cursed one, to have these parents. But well, no, you're not cursed. In fact, you're a chosen one. When you are born with such parents, even the ones that are giving you these mental issues, even the ones that are bothering you, well, you can work on yourself. You know, maybe it's you who was chosen to get aware of the fact that, yeah, your mom is causing you mommy issues, your dad is causing you daddy issues, to finally give an end to that, so that you're not going to be giving it to the generation coming after you. Your mom, your dad, none of them are guilty for whatever that is happening. They actually don't know what's happening. In fact, here's my warning for you. If you don't work on the mental issues that your parents are giving to you right now, which is unintentionally, look, if they knew what they're doing deeply, like deeply within their heart, they would have stopped. So if they haven't stopped, it's because they are unconscious of it. They have no idea what they're doing because same has happened to them from their own parents, and their own parents had it coming from their own back and back and back generation, which has not been solved. So if you're the one being aware that, yeah, your mommy is giving you mommy issues, your dad is giving you daddy issues, then it's time you work on it. Who said that if you were born as a mistake, even, you should remain a mistake? It wasn't on you being a mistake when you were born, but it is on you to whether remain a mistake or not. Like, the amount of times that you do count the mental issues that your parents are giving to you, why don't you just spend a little time to count how much of presence their how much of a blessing their presence is? You see, the fact that you're having clothes on, maybe you bought them by your own money now, but when you were a child, it wasn't you buying them on your own. The house that you lived in, or the house that you still live in, your room, your everything, your health, your body, yourself, whatever that your parents have given to you until now, especially the materialistic ones, it's all they could create. It's all that they could make by their hard work. The ceiling that you have up your head, the phone that you're holding in your hand, all of them was done by them, but by them. And that is just super amazing. When I imagine myself living in a house that I bought all by my own money, I just feel like, wow. And then imagine having children who live in that house that you bought for this family. Like, that's how your parents feel. And this is really important to count every little effort that they made. Even like you, yeah, you definitely might have a really rich mindset and be expecting a lot of things for yourself, a bigger house, better car, better situation condition overall. But that's all your parents' mindset could do. That's the maximum amount of trying and effort they could put on their lives. Same goes for the mental love that they have given to you. If the maximum of their love is a minimum for you, that's still their max. So yeah, I hope that this perspective helps you enjoy everything more. And it's just such a blessing to, have parents. Overall, is really amazing. you know, I had friends, and my friends always used to say, yeah, my parents, they brought me on earth, which I never even asked for, so it's on them to guarantee my happiness. If I'm not happy, it's on them. That's a loser mindset. That's a loser mentality. Nobody, like nobody, can bring you happiness unless you decide on it. It's no one's responsibility to grant your happiness. Like no one's. Even if your parents brought you on earth, boom, they brought you on earth. They grew you up until now. And now that, for example, you're 18 years old, let's say, it's on you to leave. Some parents, not just ordinary parents, some even billionaire parents, make sure that their children would not be relying on them when they're 18 years old. When they're 18 years old, they get boom, dropped out of house, and they have to leave on their own. They have to figure out life on their own. If your parents are already still raising you, if they're still giving you a house to live in, giving you a room, giving you the freedom, it's a blessing. Sometimes we forget it and we never realize until it's too late. Like, once I watched a movie scene, I think the actor was Leonardo DiCaprio, and he came home saying, Mom, Mom, you have no idea what happened. And then he kept saying, Mom, Mom, kept moving his mom, but the mom was dead. She was no longer with him. And the same goes for us. Life is not promised. Like every day when you wake up, you should be grateful for first your own waking up and then your parents being alive. You have no idea how amazing it is. Like some children be whining about the fact that, yeah, my parents, they never leave me alone. They always want to have lunch with me. They always want to eat dinner with me. And they never even let me have fun with my friends. I wish I could just spend one night with my friends. Well, the fact that your parents always show up for dinner and lunch with you to eat with them is already a blessing. Like you look at it from a perspective of ungratefulness, thinking that it's on them, it's their responsibility to grant your happiness. Meanwhile, you can grant yourself your own happiness by just switching your perspective, switching the switching that perspective of hatred, that perspective of expectations into love, and then seeing that, in fact, they're being nice to you. giving you lunch, giving you dinner, getting you the house, giving you a room, giving you whatever. Or sometimes you might be whining that, yeah, my mom doesn't like my friends, she always whines about them. Well, from experience, I could tell you that whichever friend that I had that my mom never liked, that my mom always complained about, they betrayed me and they hurt me really bad. And your mom knows something. Sometimes you gotta love your parents despite all the annoying things that they might do. Look, we are humans after all, okay? If, for example, your mom has anger issues or your dad, which is bothering you, well, make sure that you don't have that on you. Because if you are aware of the fact that, yeah, your dad has it and it's really annoying, well, then you can work on yourself. Because if you don't be careful and if you just condemn them and not work on yourself, you will give it to the future generation. Even if you do not have children in future, who said that it's just going to be your children? You're going to give it to society. These are energy, okay? Energy is going to be flowing around the room. Energy enters the room before you do, and it leaves the room after you do. So you should be careful to love your parents despite every negative thing that they might have. And instead of counting the annoying things about them, maybe it's time for you to count the blessings. Like, as I said, the fact that you're alive here right now is because of them. I know that they sometimes, or maybe most of the times, they might be annoying. Sometimes they might even cause you traumas. But still, be careful and make sure to have a forgiving and loving heart. Because your parents, they did nothing wrong. They were also a victim to their own parents, and their own parents were also a victim to their own behind generations. But it's you. You now are aware of the fact that you're feeling the burden on you. Your anger issue, your depression, your whatever mental issue that you're having right now, it's on you and you're aware of it. So you can work on it. Like, I guarantee you, if you've gone this far in this video, you gotta know this. I guarantee you that the more you start to love your parents, the more that you start to count the blessing that their presence brings, and the more you start to enjoy being around them, the more their own mental issues will decrease. Like, I really have experienced it. For example, back then I used to complain a lot about my mom's anger issue because it was causing me so much trouble. It was so scary because out of nothing, without making any mistake, she would yell at me and I would get sad and I would cry. And then the next day at school, I would be yelling at others for something that they hadn't even done. So, you see, her anger issue was being given to me and I was projecting it onto others. So after I noticed it, and after I started to not condemn my mother, because whatever you condemn, you will attract it. It's a quote by Florence Scotian, which is amazing. And then I started to, love my mother, understand her, be like, okay, you're having this. This anger is all the pain that you never could talk about. I see. So this is how you're expressing it. When I understood her, when I accepted and loved her and hugged her with my heart, that was when I wasn't projecting it onto others. That was when I didn't even have any anger in myself to project onto others. In fact, eventually, like right now, I enjoy being around my parents more than I enjoy being with my friends. Of course, my friends are amazing. I'm really grateful for them, but I'm at peace at home. I enjoy it. Everything is just amazing. And this is why I'm making this video, because I did go through the same. There was a time when I couldn't stand my parents. There was a time when I couldn't stand my dad's presence, my mom's presence, my own relatives. I hated them. But now I just have so much fun with them. Because instead of expecting them to be the way I want them to be, I love them the way they are. I love them with all their little flaws. I love them with all their powers, everything. And that is why I'm saying it to you too. The more you start to love your parents, the more you love yourself. And the more you start to love your parents and yourself, the more you will find joy in life and the more you will flow it. That's how your presence can be radiate. That's how your presence can be radiating. That's how you can enjoy every single moment because we spend most of our time at home, okay? Whether you want it or not, as long as you're living with your parents, you're spending most of your time with them. Now imagine how much of a burden that would be if you hate your parents. I know they might have projected so much trauma on you, they might have annoyed you a lot, but it's not always on them. Sometimes it's about a switch of your perspective and things can change. Not everybody is blessed enough to have a mother. Not everybody was blessed enough to have a father. Not everybody was blessed enough to have a healthy mother, healthy father. No, what nothing was actually guaranteed. And the fact that you have your parents is already a blessing. Be them good, be them bad, whatever. Their own presence, them being around you, just knowing that you have a mother that you can call, you have a father that you can call, whether they love you so much or not, whether they have spoiled you or not, they do love you. You know, I understood this when I imagined myself as if I am 80 years old, and then I thought to myself, oh my god, when I'm 80, my mom is not here with me. Who am I gonna call? It's not gonna be my mother. And that was when I realized how much I am blessed to have her number in my phone, to be able to click and call her. And this is just amazing. I know that maybe there's a chance that somebody doesn't have a mother watching this video, but still, it's time we love them before it gets too late. It's time we start to forgive them because, in fact, you're forgiving yourself when you start to forgive them. You start forgiving yourself for hating on them for this long and putting such a heavy burden on yourself and not enjoying life. Because once you start loving them, you enable yourself from being able to see the true joy. So, yeah, I know that there is a big chance that your parents might have made so many mistakes. There's a big chance that they might have created so much trauma for you, so much negative experiences. Maybe they still do it every day. But maybe it's time to slow down a little and just count the little things that they do. It's your perspective that makes it a blessing or a curse, okay? So, yeah, I hope that from now on you'll be able to love your parents and enjoy their presence more because for me, it's just amazing to love them and enjoy being with them. So, yeah, I hope that you also experience it and once forever you'll be able to heal all those flaws and scars that they left on you. Like once, I actually, before I end this video, I read, I don't think I read it, I heard it somewhere, that your parents know how to push your buttons really well because they were the ones that activated those buttons. And that is real. I know, from a perspective of hatred of parents, it would be like, yeah, if I have anger issues, if I have depression, if I have issue in terms of being social interactions or whatever, it's on them. Or you could see it from the love perspective and say that, I see. So this is what they were always struggling with. And now it's finally my responsibility and my opportunity to work on it so that the next generation, the people I interact with, would not feel that burden. This is an opportunity, in fact. See, perspective really changes it all. And if there's anything that you cannot deal with your parents that is annoying you so much, let me know in the comments. I will make sure to help you as much as I can. And whatever it is that, even if it might be out of my hand to help you with, advise you with on, I hope that eventually it solves, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being so strong until now. Thank you so much for, despite all the hate that you felt towards your parents, still you lived with them. You lived with them, and made sure to show up for yourself and for them as well every day. Remember that sometimes when they ask you to do things and that just gets you really, annoyed, that's also a blessing. Being able to help them, being able that the fact that they can rely on you already is just amazing, and it's all about perspective, like really. Anyway, thanks so much for coming this far in this video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Mwah.